morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela, and the channel is Be Fabulous You, and I've got questions for you. What opens with a fight, and what closes with a fight? If you guess Love and Hip Hop Miami, I don't even know what the other day, last night, I think this was last night's Love and Hip Hop Miami. It'll be in the title. Then you're correct. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and sticking around to see how we get from opening to closing. I am Angela, and the channel is Be Fabulous You. I might have already said that, but let us proceed. If you welcome back, thank you for being a subscriber. If you are not a subscriber, consider subscribing and come on back, y'all. Come on back. You hear? Okay, so we got, I just need to correct, I was calling Gabby Miss Chocolate, but the child Shay was calling her mint chocolate. I guess it was mint chocolate ice cream. But anyway, we see Liz and Gabby and Shay, and they're fighting, and Chinese Nikki and Shay are fighting, and Chinese Mickey is like, I do this for real. Like, I guess fight, I guess. And Liz is yelling at Gabby, and Gabby tries to fight Liz, and Prince is talking to Liz. I'm trying to figure out why Liz is here. Michelle has said, I leave y'all for 5 minutes, and all of this happens. So it's like the aftermath of, like, it picks up where we left off, but it's like, and the aftermath of, you know, the people was fighting, and some people are like, yeah, I like to fight, and then other people are like, why is there a fight going on? We're at JoJo's boutique, and Amara comes in, and JoJo invited her because she feels that Amara could use a real friend. She tells Amara what Steph and Veronica were saying about Amara, and also that Steph and Young Hollywood are working together. And Amara is like, who was talking shit? And JoJo is like, everybody, about you. The whole conversation was about you. And Amara is like, now she's decided in her interview to tell JoJo about Veronica, what Veronica had said about JoJo, that JoJo is too bougie and that JoJo is too into herself. Miss Amara, you could have kept that, you know. Yeah, you could have kept that, but I guess she wanted to get revenge, so yeah. But the woman had already said she saw the character of the people, so you don't even need to add anything to it. She can already see with her own eyes. Let them work that out. We're at the studio with Pleasure P, and he's singing, and the background dancers are dancing. He says he's been on the road after the whole mint chocolate incident, and he hasn't dealt with it until now. And then we see Gabby in the studio, and she's like, you owe me an apology. And then she's like, wait until I tell him his crazy biatch came back to start more stuff with me. And Gabby is like, I don't trust you anymore. And Pleasure P is like, I don't trust you. Who's Prince? And then he says in his interview, do you want a prince or a king? I guess Pleasure P is the king. Did you have sex? That's what Pleasure P is asking Gabby. And Gabby is like, that's none of your business. You are half a man, and I'm done with you, Marcus. And then we're in a showroom. Michelle Pooch is there with Malik, maybe like a boutique, I don't know. And Malik is inviting Michelle to an event with Prince and him and Jeffrey. And he mentions that he had in the past blocked Jeff on social media because, you know, he doesn't want anyone to know about their secret, you know, secret lover. You know, he's a secret lover. He don't want anybody to get the idea that he's his lover. And he wants Michelle to come to the event to beard for him. And, you know, he doesn't know if he'll be able to pass Jeffrey off as a friend, or will everyone know that he's my man? And Michelle is like, I'm not going. You need to be you and forget everybody else. F everybody else. That's Michelle's advice. Just be you, boo. We see Amara, and she's questioning herself now. Is she crazy? Is she overly sensitive? So she's going to talk it over with someone who she knows can help her. Another Afro-Latina, Juju. Juju is from Love and Hip Hop New York, right? Isn't that the one who wrote the book that Yandy was like, you stole these stories of my life and you put them in your book? And Juju is like, girl, everybody got a cheating ass nigga. You ain't unique. Is that her? I don't know, but that's who I thought it was. What's up, girl? Oh, this is Amara. I'm stressed out. He criticized my hair. And then Juju is like, we Afro-Latinas are the stuff. I love the skin that I'm in. Just because I got this wig line, don't think that I won't rock a fro. And Amara is like, self-determination. I can do whatever I want. I can wear an afro. I can wear it straight. I can wear it short. No. No. I don't know what that is. Short hoe. I don't know what I wrote. But anyway, they decide, they get this grand idea to do a photo shoot. And we see Amara with red straight hair and blue straight hair and blonde straight hair. Straight hair, straight hair, straight hair being the theme. And then we see her with her hair natural. Plus we see pictures with her with words written on her. I think her self-designed identity, her self-described identity. I think that's what's written on her. You know how they used to have the no hate campaign, and they, people would write stuff on them like that was negative. I think she's written positive stuff, but I don't really know. Then we see Shay is about to launch her fitness brand, she says. She's that's part of why she came to me at Miami. And P called and he said he's ready to talk, and he comes by, and she's like, you didn't stick up for me, and then you disappeared. And he says, you think that throwing ice cream across the room is a good way to express yourself, young lady? And she says, you brought her to the event. You brought her into a war zone. And then he says that, I feel disrespected and blah, 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 blah. And then Pleasure P is like, you always feel disrespected and you always beefing with people. And you said you was going to turn over a new leaf and do something new here, but it just looked like the same old to me. I didn't invite her to the event. And Shay is like, well, you didn't uninvite her. You've seen me go through stuff. You could have left me alone if you wasn't going to treat me right. And then Pleasure P is saying, probably in his interview, I don't want to hurt Shay because I used to love her. And he's seen these tears before because she's crying about how he's hurt her or whatever. And he's like, call me insensitive, but it's a wrap. And I kind of feel the same way. How am I going to be out here grown and dealing with people out here fighting? Like, that's just not cute or not attractive at all. So I totally understand Pleasure P. I would be like, that is some foolishness that I want no parts of. And then Shay's like, I can't believe we're done. I packed up my whole life to move here, and this man breaks my heart like it's nothing. Michelle P is having her weekly event, and Prince shows up because he knows it's her weekly event, but he wants to force her to talk about her crashing his event with all that mess and confusion. And Michelle sees Prince. She come up to Prince and she like, sir, come here. Are you obsessed? Why are you here? And Prince is like, you came to my event. And you facilitated some mess and confusion at my event. How are you and Liz friends? Stay out of my business life and stay out of my personal life. Because she tells him, look, we met DJing and bartending or whatever. And Prince is like, I declare war. Okay, so then we see Juju. She's at the art gallery, and Jess had a gallery opening. I guess Jess is the photographer that was with Juju when Amara came and, talked about her trauma. And she had a gallery opening, and she's decided to include Amara's pictures that they took during that healing session as a surprise. So JoJo shows up, and she's invited some special guests. She says she invited Veronica, but Veronica is too busy working to come. Steph and Young Hollywood they do come, and she said she wanted to address what happened the other day. And Young Hollywood is like, well, I didn't really pay too much attention to it. And Steph is like, well, we were not talking about Amara. I was hoping, and then JoJo is like, I was hoping that Amara and Veronica would be here to bury the hatchet. Oh no, that's what Steph says, that she was hoping that Amara and Veronica would be here to bury the hatchet. And Veronica had to work, and I don't know where Amara is. I had already said that. Oh, I only wrote on one side of it. And then the photos are revealed. Amara's photos are revealed, and Steph is like, oh, she's bad, you know, no matter what, she's bad, you know. And JoJo is like, yeah, I like the fro the best. And young Hollywood is like, I don't, I like the blonde. That's a look I can take to the top. And then Amara comes in her straight brownish reddish hair, and because she wants to know what her number one hater thinks. And I'm like, why are we worried about our haters? Why, if somebody don't rock with you, just keep it moving. You can't be out here living your life trying to convince people to like you or convince people to appreciate you. Some will, some won't. So what? Somebody's waiting. Sis, keep it moving. Don't be putting your energy into people. But during this scene, I'm like, are they dating, Amara and young Hollywood? But anyway, so why? And he says, I want to say hi. And she's like, and he's like, and then, you know, he finally says hi, and he says, I like your hair. Did you do that for Poppy? And Amara is like, no. You know, and then she says to Steph, I'm glad my fake friend is here. And Steph is like, you talking about me? And JoJo is like, I told her about you and young Hollywood. And then I'm like, dang, this seems like a telenovela, like, you know, a soap opera. Like, it's so dramatic, right? So remember, Amara has told us in interviews and stuff that when she auditioned to be in telenovelas, they told her, ooh, you're really good. And if we have, you know, a gangster or a slave, you know, telenovela, we gonna bring you back. You know, she finally in the telenovela, and then JoJo is like, I told her about you and young Hollywood. And then Juju and JoJo, Juju jumps in and tells young Hollywood off, and then young Hollywood leaves. You're not going to tell me off. And then Steph says to JoJo, you are a pot stirring biatch. And then to Amara, I have been told I am too urban and that they are going to try to trade me up for a white girl. And then young Hollywood comes back and apologizes again. She's glad, and Amara says that she's glad that he came back, and she's okay. Her to side, they hug it out. Okay, she's glad he came back, and she's okay, and he's on her side, and they hug it out. So now they're best friends. We see Malik arriving at an event with Jeffrey. It's a pool party that's being thrown by Prince. It's a gesture that I am doing my best to take and so Malik is like, this is a gesture that I'm doing my best to take the next steps in our relationship. And Malik introduces Jeffrey, his friend Jeffrey, to Prince. And, you know, Jeffrey is kind of like, you know, I'm not really in the closet like when we were together before. And he's trying so hard to act straight. It makes me really miss Bobby Light. You ain't got to miss him for long, bro. You ain't got to miss him for long. How we gonna be together when he refuses to claim me publicly? That's what Jeffrey is trying to figure out. And then, you know, they're talking, and, you know, Malik is like, yeah, I love the smash and dash. You know, I want to give you a key. So Malik is real happy with the way things are working out. Jeffrey is kind of feeling a way about it. And Jeff is like, I have to think about getting a key. And then Bobby Light, you know, he said he'd been on social media in, you know, spy mode. He been keeping his social media spy eye on both Malik and Jeffrey. And so lo and behold, his snap went off, and he found out they were at Prince's pool party. And Bobby comes and he confronts Jeffrey, and Jeffrey is upset that Bobby has disrespected and laid hands on him. And Bobby Light is in a yellow bandana. Does he always wear bandanas? Because I'm like, oh, he got his yellow bandana on, he's serious. And then I saw in the interview he had a black bandana. I'm like, oh, maybe he always wear bandanas. It don't mean he's serious. That's just his style. And then we see Jeff walking down the street in his swim trunks, and he's telling the cameras to stay the F away from me. So that's the end of that episode. I give it, Amara, girl, you got on my nerves. I don't believe in trying to sell yourself to people. You know, it's like, it's just like dating. Some people are going to find you beautiful and some people aren't. And that's how friendship is. That's how work relationships are. When you're applying for whatever, it's like some people are going to see your value and some people aren't. But you see your value. And part of seeing your value is not wasting your time with people in situations that devalue you or don't see your value. But that's what I got. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not already part of the 1,000. We're working on 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers. Today is the best day ever. You are the greatest. You are the #1 stunner. So be you. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Peace.